I
This
had to
conference
leave.
will now be recorded.
Okay, you can
Okay, so
go.
I had to call in. My internet, it just keeps going in and out. We got to get somebody here to check it because we've done everything else, and I just can't get it going. But Tom's not here this week; he's
Oh,
away, and so yeah, he's going to be home in a few more days, and we'll deal with it then. But anyway, I'm on the phone, obviously.
is
Hi,
anybody
it's
else
Joan.
on?
Yeah, hi, it's Joan. I had to call in too because I couldn't get through the link today for some reason. I've gotten through every other time, but it's not working today for me.
Okay.
No, the link wasn't work. Yeah, the link wasn't working for me either, and this new app is weird. I don't know what's going on, but I think it's probably because my internet's going on and off as it usually does. So
Mine is good. So I just checked my internet. So I need to, maybe I can type in the link instead of click on it. I don't know.
yeah, go to GoToMeeting and it'll just tell you what the ID is and put the number in.
Well, Joan, what you can do, Joan, before you do that, what I did is I got out of Chrome and I got back in, and then GoToMeeting was working. I think it
Get out of
almost
get out of
required
that,
a
get out of the
Chrome
browser.
reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just get out of your browser, it resets, get back in, and then GoToMeeting starts working again.
Okay. Thanks. I'll be there
Joan?
shortly.
Okay.
Okay. I'll hang up. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. So
Well,
we'll
I'm
put
here
Joan in
anyway.
question mark. Okay, you're recorded now, so go ahead and start your meeting.
All right, so let's call it to order. I think we can say that we've got Lawrence, we've got Bert, we've got MJ, we've got Kathy, and we should soon have Joan in attendance. Okay, let you write all that down.
Okay. Let me just put the date here.
So I think the first order of business should be review and approval of the June 12th meeting minutes, but we should probably wait for Joan to get back in. But maybe not.
Kathy, are you still here?
Kathy's
I am.
here.
Do you hear?
Okay, let me
All
make
right.
a note that you're caller 3.
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Caller 3 is only one of her aliases, Sherry.
Okay.
All right. Well, why don't we? So
You have 5 people to vote.
yeah,
So
we can go. So can we get a motion to approve the meetings from last month? The minutes.
Yeah, I'll make that motion to approve the meeting from June 12th, 2023, regular meeting.
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
Excellent. So all in favor of approving the meeting minutes?
Aye.
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 MJ?
Aye, yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's unanimous.
okay.
Yes.
So I just think it's we had a great meeting last night, and thanks for everybody that came.
Well, wait a minute. Why don't we go in order of your
It's chair
agenda?
comments. It's chair comments.
Oh, chair comments.
This is
Other
a chair
people have
comment.
moved chair. Other people have moved it to the end of the agenda. Okay. Chair
Yeah,
comments.
no, we're definitely going to talk about that in more detail, but I do appreciate everybody showing up. It was Bert, I'm sorry you couldn't be there, but I think it was very successful, and we got a process to move ahead with it. It's great to have somebody like Larry on the team, who has been there, done that, and knows how to drive. Joan, it looks like you got in. Yes? Joan, can you hear us? Well, we're almost there. So anyway, that was great. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on that everybody's really pitched in. So I think this commission's starting to, the residential food composting. I don't know if people have been to the dump besides me and MJ and Kathy, but people are starting to use it, which is great. And I think
Did
we
they get-
were.
Oh, did they get more people this past week? Because I wasn't there.
Well,
'Cause we did.
as MJ said, they got a full trash can. So I don't think we were scheduled to do it again, but maybe we should. It seems like we still have to continue to reinforce the message about food waste composting. Carl has asked me to arrange a session, like a little seminar at the library in August. I'm working with the librarian to do that, and given that MJ is the person driving it, I thought it'd be great to involve her. So it's going to be me and MJ sort of doing a quick presentation on food waste composting. So hopefully, again, just reinforcing the message, making sure people get there. And I need to get in touch with Todd to find out how successful this has been. Because I know we got at least one can full on Saturday.
We did get a whole can. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abby
really good.
mentioned that the first day you got 50 gallons. Which is one container, I guess, is 50 gallons. But Abby might have that information you're looking for.
Cool. Yeah, I know. So I was talking to. It was so funny because the people didn't want to be doing this in any way, shape, or form at the dump. This was just.
I got that impression.
Yeah, that was pain and suffering for them. But yeah, we gave them a hard time, and they sort of and we sort of helped them out what they were supposed to do with the food waste because they didn't know that either. But anyway, I don't want to, that's later on in the whole review. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to the commission. It seems like we're beginning to really do a nice job here, and a lot of stuff's getting done, and that's great.
You guys are all so active. I think this is the first time we've had this active, like where everybody is involved in something on this commission. Yeah. And it's real good.
It is real good. So the Pollinator Pathway Project, I have ordered 5 medallions for the pollinator pathways that we've built along the Indian River and in back of the Fringe, which is right next to the Indian River, back behind Coffee Break. We'll put those up, and it denotes that I think it'll call attention to the whole pollinator pathway. Those gardens, by the way.
Who did you order them from? Where do you get them from?
From the National Pollinator Pathway Organization.
Do they just give them to you?
Oh, no, you have to buy them. It's a $12 donation for each one.
Oh, all right. That's nice.
Yeah. And it may be something that we want to sort of buy in bulk and sell ourselves if we ever had a bank account.
Nick, why don't you check with Abby? Maybe you can, because I think you were approved for last fiscal year for money to get some materials. Maybe, maybe tonight you can do a motion to give for that money. The only thing, when did you do that? In this fiscal year?
I think I did it in this fiscal year.
Okay, do you have an invoice or a receipt like you did? If it's, I have 2 more days to get receipts to get it into last year's budget.
Right, but it should go into this year's budget, unfortunately.
But if it's dated last year, it can go into
No,
last year's.
it's dated this year.
Oh, it is. I suggest that you do that somebody make a motion to allow you to spend up to a certain amount for materials, just like you did last time.
Okay, so these medallions cost $60. So could somebody make a motion to approve an expense for these pollinator pathway medallions that we can put by our various pollinator gardens that we've done in Clinton?
Up to what amount, Nick?
$60.
You might want to make it more in case you want to get more in the near future.
Exactly.
That's a really good idea. Why don't we make it?
You could do it up to a certain amount.
Yeah, let's make it $120, which would allow me to get 5.
Sure.
Larry moved.
I'll move.
We have-
Okay.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll
All
do
right.
the
Up
second.
to 140, was it? Or 150?
120.
120
So all in favor? I guess I shouldn't vote because it's conflict of interest.
for
Aye.
materials. I'm just
Aye.
going to put for materials for pollinator pathway education. How's that?
Yep, that passed unanimously.
Second was Bert. Who was second?
Bert,
Yeah,
Unanimous. Nick abstained. Right?
yep.
Okay.
All right. So Dark Skies Project, I don't think we've got anything to add to that right now, unless I'm mistaken.
You still want it on the agenda?
Yes. Because I think we have more to do on that.
So no action.
No action.
Not taken up today.
Not taken up this month.
Yeah.
Residential food composting. MJ, you want to say anything on that?
Sure. Just that most of the people that we talk to, maybe other people can chime in on this, but most of the people that we talked to were very positive. We gave out more than 400 flyers, and we could have given out 100 more than that if we had had them at the right times.
Definitely.
So a lot of people were very enthusiastic. So I think it's a good idea to do that presentation at the library. Also, I'm going to submit a letter to the editor thanking the Harbor News for covering it and tell them what, the response was. If anybody asked questions or had comments that you think should be included in the letter, like, I don't know if anybody said anything to you, Nick, or you, Catherine.
I think
Not
the
really.
funniest,
Okay.
the funniest
I was very-
response I got was I was talking to a guy and I didn't get his name, who said he used to compost in his backyard and he used to love getting the compost, but his wife would not let him do it anymore. So in a sense, let's let him do it and get the compost at the
Oh, there
same
you go.
time from the dump. And so he was really happy we were doing this.
Oh, good.
I would say that was the message. Everybody seemed very happy that we were doing this.
Yes, they did.
Now I know the guys at the dump were complaining a little bit because of the flies. They said the flies, and I'm thinking to myself, well, this is a transfer station. I'm sure there's flies everywhere, but they might want to move it. I don't know if they kept it in the same place this week. I'm not going to go until Saturday again.
They did.
So
It was
It
in the
was the same place.
It was in the same place. It was just there was just one.
okay.
Yeah, so I think they're
Not two.
alternating them now.
Okay. Because
MJ, do you want me to reach out to Todd and sort of see how it's going from his perspective and see if we can get stats on it?
Sure.
Okay.
yeah, because you got to know, how many
Right.
pounds are coming.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, if you fill up a 50-gallon container, actually, I think the containers are 35 or 36 gallons. So it's a container and a half.
They had told me they were 50.
Oh,
Yeah,
are they?
That's
They're
what
extraordinarily heavy. The food waste is extraordinarily heavy.
Yeah.
right.
You know, I only
Yes.
dump one bag at a time, but it's a really, really heavy bag.
One person, well, actually more than one, a couple people brought up about having the meat in there and like asked the question of how are they going to keep animals out of there? And that's a good question. Once they dump the stuff from the
Yeah.
from the barrel into the leaf compost, how are they going to keep animals out of there? And if they can't keep animals out of there, how do they keep animal waste out of the compost?
Yeah, I think if it gets blended in with the just the general leaves and it gets into the middle of the pile, it generally is okay.
Okay.
If it gets good, yeah.
I listened to a presentation from the dump manager, and that's not his title, but the recycling facility manager of West Haven, who's doing the exact same process. And he says it's been flawless. They haven't had animals. They haven't had extraordinarily, as long as they blend it in with the leaf piles, it's been working very, very well.
Right.
Okay, I wish Mark was here because, he was the driving force on the open space acquisition. We had the meeting last night, the subcommittee, and sort of coming out of that, there was
Excuse me, Nick, did you skip over resident Japanese knotweed?
Oh, yes, I did. That's a near and dear to my heart. I did put the flyer up on Nextdoor, and I got a couple interesting comments on it. Kathy, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you. It seems like the only way to get it up on these sites is to create a picture of the brochure. So I'm going to send you a picture of it. That I have a little snipper tool that helps me create a picture of it, and I'll send that to you. And if you could put that up on All Things Clinton, that'd be great, or whatever it is.
Positive.
Okay, good. That's all I've got on knotweed. Does anybody have anything else?
Nope.
I think at some point we'll
Just
have
that
to.
I have a ton of it in my yard. I'm not
Oh,
very
I'm so
excited about
sorry.
it.
Oh no.
Yes. So am I.
Cut it, double bag it in black bags, and then whatever you use to cut it, wash those in alcohol.
Right. Right.
Don't put them in black.
Do put them in plastic bags, black plastic bags. Double bag them. And you want to cut them before they have their seeds on them. So do it soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, MJ. There's nothing good about it.
I know.
So anyway, we met on possible open space. We created the subcommittee. The Clinton Land Trust has nominated a couple people from their committee to join us. We've split Larry, in half, because he's half in Land Trust, half in the Conservation Commission, so that's good.
And we, Oh, go on, Nick.
No, go ahead, Larry. I don't need to talk.
Okay, I'll be short and sweet. We've established, we went through our organizational meeting. And the first thing we did then is we confirmed both committees' commitment to go forward with the exploration of the purchase of this property with the owner on Route 81. And we also determined we'll have our first meeting is going to be August 2nd, the first Wednesday in August. It's going to be at the library at 6:30. Nick, you're going to reserve that room at the library at that time. And I would suggest you do it for the first Wednesday of every month so we can maybe see, if we can do it every Wednesday, the first Wednesday of every month, then at least we'll have one set meeting date. And then if we have to have others, we can come up with those as we go. I'm going to be in charge of putting together a bullet list that has to be done now, and I'll send that to Shirley and Nick, and also a bullet list that has to be done by the various members by the date of the first meeting on August 2nd, so that we can hit the ground running. So why don't I go through now what's got to be done now, and Shirley, I'll indicate what things we'll need you to do and what things each of us are going to have to do now in order to get that first meeting up and running. The first thing is, Shirley, you should know the new 6 members.
Sherry.
I'm sorry, Sherry. I don't know why okay. We have someone at the office named Shirley. I'm sorry, Sherry. Okay. Sherry, so we have 6 members, 3 from the Land Trust and 3 from the Conservation Commission. The 3 from the Conservation Commission are Nick, Mark Giaconia, and myself. And then the 3 from the Clinton Land Conservation Trust is myself, Mike Hood, which is Houde, and Mike Castigliani, which is Castigliani. Now, it's my understanding that.
I sent Sherry the notes from the meeting, so she's got all that.
Okay, so
I didn't see them yet. Okay.
Okay, so you will have that. What Nick sent to you will be the full name and email addresses for all these members.
Okay.
I didn't see the email addresses.
Yeah.
Nick, we couldn't hear you.
Oh, I didn't include the email addresses. I'll get that to you, Sherry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do then is we want to notice that meeting, the first meeting, on August 2nd. It's Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday in August, August 2nd, at the library at 6:30. The Land Trust doesn't have to officially notice their meetings because they're not a public government body like we are, and have to comply with FOI. So we need you, Shirley, on the first Wednesday of every month, starting August 2nd, to send out a notice of a special meeting, because we're going to have 3 of our members present. And we can call it, again, the special meeting of the joint meeting.
That's not a quorum, so maybe you don't need to call it a special meeting.
I think if we have 3 people, I think if it's 3 people, we need that. I don't think it's a quorum. Yeah.
It's
FOI.
I'll talk to Abby on how we'll have to do that. Whether it's going to be a special meeting of a special joint meeting of both.
Yes, of both.
There's a really weird determination of what constitutes a quorum, and I'll run it by Abby.
In any event, we'll comply with FOI by making sure we post that notice for those special meetings, which will be once a month on the first August of each, the first
Wednesday at 6:30.
Wednesday of each month. Yep, 6:30 at the library.
You're going to be at the library.
Yeah, and Nick, you'll confirm that with the library, so we'll get one of their rooms. Now, there is a 7th member to the committee, which we need, an essential member. That's going to be Abby, the town planner. So we have to make sure that Abby's going to be available and can be available for that first meeting on the first Wednesday in August. And that's 6:30. Now, if Abby indicates something else would be more convenient for her as far as the time, we might want to be accommodating only because of the fact that we need her for these meetings to move them forward.
Right.
All right. So when you talk to her, Sherry, you might want to just confirm her availability for that we really need her there, at least for that first meeting. And from there, we can go, we can talk to her.
Yeah, I'll talk to her because I have to reach out to her on a couple other things as well.
Okay.
You're going to do that, Nick? Okay.
I got it.
When you send that notice out, and again, it doesn't have to go out for a week or so, but by tomorrow, I'm going to send you, Sherry, a to-do list, which you should attach to the notice that goes out to the different members. And again, it would be the 6 members.
On an agenda?
It's the agenda will be the same agenda you have right now for the last special
What
meeting.
I just used for yesterday?
Yeah, the discussion of the open space purchase on Route 81. And then that first meeting where we have substantive discussions, we can then establish what our next agenda will be. It'll be a more, definition and substance. Okay, so that notice will go out and you'll attach the to-do list and it'll go out to the 6 you got to post it obviously, but when you send it to the 6 members plus the planner, you'll attach the to-do list, which I'm going to send you. So you'll have it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a very detailed to-do that everyone has to do for the first meeting, all the members.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes care of the notice. Now, we go back to the letter. Remember the draft letter we had for the owner?
Yes.
And Nick, I'm going to refer you to the May 22nd email that I gave you. It's an email that included the initial draft letter plus one addition to it. Actually, it's a May 22nd email at 4:25 p.m. So Nick, you want make sure that Sherry has that so that she can put that whole letter with that additional paragraph, put it in. And we want it on the stationery for the Conservation Commission, Sherry?
Okay. You say you want this letter into the agenda?
No, we want to get this letter prepared with the address of the owner of the property on it so that we can send it directly to the owner. And this is what we want to do. You'll put it on the Conservation Commission letterhead, okay? And Nick, make sure she has the letter plus that one extra paragraph.
We're sending it to the owner or the
22nd.
The owner or the realtor?
It's the owner. We're sending it to the owner. It was determined at this organizational meeting that we're going to send it to the owner. So, we have the owner's, Nick has the owner's name.
Okay.
And, Nick, do you have it or does Mark Giacono?
I've got Abby's comment on it, which I think are very valid. Which she said, my only feedback at this stage is that the following makes it sound as though an offer is highly likely if they are still interested in selling. She suggests making it a little more general, which I think is really smart.
Yeah, and the letter is general. It's an introduction to her of both groups and that we are interested in seriously pursuing it. And we want to meet with her for an initial meeting so that we can discuss what needs to be done and the timeline.
Okay, I'm sending this
When
out.
you say her, are you talking about Abby? No?
No, her being the owner of the property. It's an elderly woman lives on Park Avenue in New York City. We have her address. So, Nick, was it you or Mark who has the full address that was going to?
Mark has it. I don't have it right now. I didn't know it was Park Avenue.
Yeah. She inherited the property and now she has it and wants to sell it.
Yeah.
So.
I just circulated the letter to everybody along with Abby's comments.
Yeah, okay. So what we need now, to be very clear, Sherry, because we want to get this letter out ASAP, we want the letter going to the owner at her address on the stationery of the Conservation Commission. You know, that official town stationery? So you can put the letter on that. And then we're going to send it out to all the members. If they have no comment on changes within 1 week, it can then be mailed to the owner. So this way it gets the process underway. So by the time of the first meeting, we'll know the owner's response.
So you want me to send it to the Conservation Commission?
To the members of this joint meeting, the 6 members we
Send
just
to joint,
discussed,
to joint
plus the planner.
commission. Okay.
Yeah, and it's important to send it to the planner because 1, we want her as a member on the committee, and number 2, she wanted to be an interface between the
Right.
town manager and our group,
Mhm.
so she can report and keep him informed of what goes on. Okay, so then we're going to send Sherry. Once you put this on,
If somebody has comments, who do they get back to? You?
they're going to get back to, they're going to email everyone. In other words, they're going to send a general email back to the group.
Oh, okay.
Or they can send it back to you, but the point is, unless there's a change and we don't foresee a change, that letter, after 1 week, will go out. Because we already had it reviewed by both committee members, members of both groups before. We just need to get this moving and get
Mary,
it
can
sent
you
out.
put a definite
Yes,
answer
Larry.
to Sally Heffernan's 2 questions?
What was that?
With regard to her 2 questions, that we're going to have to discuss with the planner, and that's going to be on my to-do list for the first meeting. The planner is going to bring us the property title. In other words, the
map.
the warranty deed of the property, because that'll list all the conditions, all the easements, all the access, etc. And we'll also mark, there's going to be a to-do to Mark Giaconia to get that also from the real estate agent that he's dealing with. And we'll have that for the first meeting.
Wait until August, whatever.
No,
August.
because we have tentative indications that it's contiguous to the land trust property. We just want to confirm it, obviously, and that confirmation will be discussed and confirmed at our first full meeting. Okay. All right. So Sherry, is that clear then? You put this letter together, you send it out to the 6 members and the planner, and if there's no requested changes in a week, it gets sent out to the owner. And then when you send it to all the members, you can send it. Oh no, that's it. That's all you're going to do. It'll go out to the owner. Now, once that's done, we're hopefully going to get a response from her by our first meeting on August 2nd.
That would be good.
Okay, so we've established the sending of the draft letter. We've established the notice of the first meeting. And the only other thing is I got to get that bullet list together tomorrow, and I'll send it over to Sherry. So when you send the notice of the first meeting out, Sherry, to all our members in the planner, you'll include the to-do list. So every person who's a member of this joint meeting is going to know what their job is by the first meeting. And I think that's it for now to report. There's really nothing else to report until we have our first big meeting on August 2nd.
Yes. And by the way, anybody is welcome to go to those meetings. It's not required, though. You know,
Oh yeah. No, I mean, we can have other people, but we were figuring too many cooks spoils the broth, and if we have too many people, the meeting will just be too big and unmanageable. We'll keep it, small. But if we have someone who really wants to be active, we can always add somebody. It's shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so when I send that agenda out, I'll copy the whole commission on it then.
Yeah, the notice that you're going to send is the notice of the meeting with the agenda. So you can just incorporate it all in one.
Okay.
And then from now on, once we have our first meeting, we'll have a larger agenda item to give to you as far as the next agenda for the next meeting.
Right. We'll
Okay.
bring the information back to this committee or commission. It actually works out beautifully because we sort of have the subcommittee meeting the week before our commission meeting. So we can bring back any of the issues, what's going on, anything, and we'll give you a full report on what happened at the subcommission.
Yeah, and one of the to-dos I'm going to give to Nick, since he deals with the real estate agent, is to follow up on the letter for a response before our next meeting. So that'll be on the
You mean
to-do
Mark.
list.
You mean Mark.
I'm
mean
sorry,
Mark?
Mark. Yeah.
Mark is our
I'm
real
going to
estate
give
agent.
you too much, Nick. I meant Mark. Okay, so that's basically it. Unless someone else wants to add who was at the meeting, I have nothing more to say on it right now.
No, I think that's good.
I was
I just have
wondering if you,
Go ahead. Joe?
I was wondering if you really need a week since the letters have been approved already, for any final comments.
Well, I think she's going to transpose it on letterhead. She's going to put the owner's name and address on it. And by the way, Sherry, if you don't get it, if you don't get it from that name and address from the literature that you have that we sent already, Mark Giaconia has it. He has the full name and address in New York City of the owner. Yeah, so no, I think it's important to wait a week just to make sure there's no glitches in the letter, because this is going to be our first interface with the owner. We want to make sure it's right on.
Okay.
And yeah, and then we'll go from there. And again, I'm going to put a detailed to-do list out. So.
All right. I just sent you a note, Sherry.
What was that?
Really addressed to Mark to send the address to you.
Yeah, okay, did you send it to me?
I
So you sent it to me. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think that covers that off.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because I've been saying I'm trying to say things and I don't think you can hear me.
I didn't hear anything before.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I know. I could tell. Everybody was talking over me. And that's all important. I want to remind people. Wait, I want to ask Abby. I remember when we did this last time, before the town could give us money, it had to go to a town vote. I don't know if that's the same for people. Have to go through this.
Well,
I mean, that's something. Go on, Nick. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, I have to alert Carl that this is going on, and so we'll figure out what the process is.
Yeah, and when we just. Oh, go on.
We were campaigning it,
Yeah, no, it's a really good call out, Kathy. I will call Carl.
Yeah, and by the way, we're not committing any money to anything yet. We tentatively discussed what we might pay to get the land trust to pay the balance, but that was just a tentative discussion. We have to vote as a commission, and then we have to get the permission of spending it. Although if it's already in our budget, query whether we need to go to further authority if we vote to spend what's in our budget.
It's not our budget; it's in our bank account. And
I see. Okay, good point.
I would still say I would want to get authority from the town council.
I'm talking about when we purchase the property. Like after we receive the grant, and we get the okay from the town. It still has to work.
Yeah, Kathy, we can barely hear you.
You're breaking up.
All right, never mind. I'm going to leave because I can't. My voice hurts from yelling. I'm not gonna. I'll get back to you on it.
Okay.
We're almost done. I think we're almost done. The Open Space Set Aside Committee. What is that? That's the subcommittee, right?
Yeah. Let me just put the Kathy left. Okay. Okay. That was the committee you got. Larry was asked to have that committee formed, and he was going to do some stuff on it.
Okay, so that's the same one we're talking about.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the open space.
We're
set aside.
calling it,
No,
in the re section of some of our memos, the Route 81 land acquisition. As a short title, I don't know. I think we should call it a joint subcommittee meeting for Route 81 land acquisition. How's that?
what is the name of the commission?
It's a joint, do we want to, not a commission, how about joint subcommittee?
Yeah,
How
I would
about
say
joint subcommittee?
land acquisition subcommittee.
Why
Okay.
don't you kind of send me an email tomorrow giving me the name of what you're calling yourselves?
I think we can do that right now. Nick, what do you want to call it the joint land acquisition subcommittee?
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or superheroes no, it's the joint land acquisition subcommittee.
Yeah, we'll keep it simple. Yeah.
What is it? The joint?
Land acquisition subcommittee. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. I feel like it's empathetic with Kathy. So that
Okay.
covers that off.
Okay,
Sherry, I'll send you that in an email as well.
Okay. The open space set aside is a different thing altogether from 0 Killingworth Turnpike.
Correct. Well,
Oh,
I think
yes,
it was
that's
all
right.
I think it was all one thing.
Yeah, no. It is, she's right. The open space set aside, that was the discussion we had about the fact that we have the chairman of P&Z suggesting to us that if we want them to give open space set aside to different trusts, land trusts, what type of criteria do we want them to use in determining whether the particular group they're giving it to is qualified to get that 10% set aside? So he wanted us to create something in regulation form to submit to them, because he was saying if we give it to them in that type of a form, then what they can do is take it as their own and put it forth as something they're proposing, as opposed to us having to come before them and propose it as an outside group to the P&Z. So what he wants from us is some type of a regulation, which we're going to have to draft. I don't have anything drafted, but I did write something up. And what I could do for the next meeting, if we want to table it this meeting, I could write it up for next meeting and have it and give it to Sherry to have for the group.
Perfect.
Is that okay? Okay.
Larry, I don't know what we'd do with the committee. Sorry.
No, you know what? We have an active group with everybody contributing, so that's great. You know.
Absolutely. Okay, so in terms of old business, we've got student member that's tabled. We've got public use of infrared camera that's tabled. We've already talked about land acquisition open space plan. That's the town planner has to be here. Amendments are old business. So new business, I've got one thing I want to just bring up because I'm disappointed in myself, but it's a reality. I can't serve on the Coastal Resilience Committee, which is, the regional coastal resilience. And I had put my hand up to serve on it, but they're holding meetings on Monday at 1:00 in person. They've tried to do Zoom meetings. It doesn't work. Can you not hear me?
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Who can make that?
So I can't do it.
Can I suggest something? The town is paying a planner who is so much well versed in this than us. Why don't we request that they designate the planner? Because this is a very important thing for the town, and it's important for someone who's well versed and can represent the town in it. Because I think part of this.
wait, Larry, she's already on the committee.
Okay, but why can't she be on as our representative for the
Well, I
town?
think it would be good, I think it would be good to have somebody from our commission on it. I know when we voted on me, Kathy Zemanchek was very interested in doing it as well, and she deferred to me, but I would like to nominate her to take my place unless somebody else would like to do it.
I think that would be great. If she's willing to do it, fine. If not, what we could do is have the planner periodically report back to us with regard to what's going on in this. The important thing is we want to make sure if there are grants that this committee is going to go for, that Clinton gets its fair share of it.
Right. And actually, Kathy's good because of the sustainability
Aspect.
portion
Yep.
of this. So I think it'd be great to get her on. So I'd like to make a motion that we replace me with Kathy.
If she's willing to do it. Yeah.
She is.
Okay. I'll second it.
Wait a minute, Nick,
Okay. Sorry, MJ, you're on mute right now.
Sorry about that. I guess I'm not comfortable making a motion to substitute somebody that's not here right now.
I talked to her about it 2 days ago.
Oh, you did?
We were at,
Okay.
and she actually went to the last meeting, which
Oh,
turned out to be
okay.
very good
Fantastic. All right.
because they gave me a Zoom address and the Zoom thing didn't work.
And she knows
So-
they're in-person meetings.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
they presumably do Zoom, but it has not worked yet.
Okay.
So Nick is moving to appoint Kathy Zemechnik to represent the Conservation Commission
Yes. At the,
on the
Coastal resiliency.
Coastal Resiliency Committee.
Right.
yeah.
Is there a
So do
You
I have
need
a
a second.
second?
Regional.
I'll second.
So all in favor?
Aye.
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 It's unanimous, Sherry.
And if Kathy has any reservations, we can say that's what you get for leaving a meeting early.
Yes. Totally. All right. Request for funding Coastal River Coastal Conservation District.
We got their the letter that they always send us asking, and that was the one that last year we tried to send them a donation of $50 and that fell through. That's what
I
it
don't
is.
know
They
about you, Sherry. I don't think it's worth it going through this. Just my 2 cents.
okay.
$50 is not going to make or break them, and the amount of pain and suffering that was inflicted on you and me to get those dollars approved was unbelievable. I don't know what you feel, Sherry.
But wasn't it part of the budget?
It
Wasn't that
wasn't a
accounted?
specific line item.
Okay. So Sherry, our hands are tied. We can't really give a donation to them?
That's what we were told last year.
Okay.
But
It wasn't
so I have not seen how our budget got approved. I
For
did
next.
put in a line
Okay.
item for donations to partner organizations in
Yeah.
the next year's budget, but I haven't seen it.
But we always gave in the past, Sherry, correct?
up
Yeah.
until last year.
Okay.
How much did we give?
$50.
And why is it we can't do that again? What's the reason for it?
It wasn't a specific line item in our
It
budget
wasn't a specific
last year.
line item in the budget we
And
submitted.
so the CFO got in the way of it. And
So Sherry,
Sherry-
it's that detailed, huh? You can't just say donations to appropriate, you can't have a a line item that says donations to affiliated nonprofits? It has to
To
be
the extent
detailed.
that they do our business, to the extent that they're advocates for interests that our Conservation Commission are pursuing, why couldn't we fund them?
That it was not our decision.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
so they
attempted
specifically
to
looked
do
at
it,
this item and determined we shouldn't do it?
but
It wasn't a,
Oh,
so
Sherry.
Go ahead, Sherry.
what was your question, Larry?
Shirley, my question was, so did they specifically look at this requested donation and say, you can't give money to this organization because it's not on your line item?
Yes.
Basically, yes. I
Okay,
put in the request every year we get a request from them that goes to Carl, the town manager. We get copied on it, and it says based on your per capita, you should be given whatever. I can get it out how much money, but it's a sizable amount of money. In the past, we haven't done that, but we have sent a $50 donation. And
Yep.
that's what I asked on when I submitted the request to pay $50. It got to the attention of the finance director, who talked to the town manager, and they said town manager made the decision. No,
okay. Well, then I don't see
it
us as
wasn't
having the ability.
it wasn't specifically asked for in our budget in the past.
Okay, so Nick, you've asked for it as a line item next year?
No,
Yeah.
for this
Well,
current year,
in
but
this year.
Yeah.
we
So
don't know.
until we get it as an approved line item, we can't do it.
Right.
Okay,
But the request just came in, so that's why I put it on the agenda, so you're aware of it. Maybe this time I haven't seen the
I haven't
budgets
seen it.
printouts for this fiscal year yet. And maybe when it comes through, maybe it'll be separated out. It wasn't in the past. In the past, it was just the budget is $1,400. And in the
yeah,
past, you've been free to spend it, within reason.
That's kind of my
But it
question.
just, in the past, yes, but since we've
Okay.
gone to a different form of government, they're a little bit more stricter in what gets done. I mean, I was asked in the background of it, have we done it in the past? And I replied to the town manager, yes, it's been done in the past.
It just would have been nice to know
Well, this came up at your meetings.
behave differently
Pardon?
yeah.
than we have in the past. It would
Oh,
have
well,
been
yeah.
we had to delineate every donation now.
Well, so I just created a line item for donation to partner organizations.
Yeah, that should cover it for next time.
Well,
Okay.
But I
it
haven't seen
possibly
the-
is in this year's budget. It just started. And as I said, we didn't get, as far as I know, none of the department heads got printed budgets yet.
I have not gotten anything.
Hmm.
So why don't we
So
table this for now, but
Yeah.
bring it up next month? Maybe
Right.
by then
Yeah.
we'll have a better idea of what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sherry, besides that, is there any correspondence?
Let me just look quickly. Oh, I just saw the River Coastal Conservation District allocation for services for fiscal year 23-24. The request was dated July 1st. It says, well, it was sent to you in November. What they're saying the allocation should be $2,086.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
let's see. Nick was reimbursed for Nick was reimbursed for a
Check,
material he bought for the composting. You got that check?
I did. It came so fast, Sherry. It was unbelievable.
Well, it was pushing. We have to have all the invoices that have to be on last fiscal year. The last day we can submit them is the 15th of this month. So that's why I pushed you to get it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get it in plenty of time so there wouldn't be a question. The only other things were notices that I sent you periodically as they came in. Mostly they were from Jane Browerman saying, be aware of this and that.
Yeah, I looked at all of those. I didn't see any planning and zoning changes that we needed to get involved with, particularly. Unless anybody saw something different.
Mhm.
All right, so can I get a motion to adjourn?
I can do that.
Bert, I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now I can
Aye.
try to figure out what I want for dinner.
All right, good for you, Bert. All right, this commission meeting now is formally adjourned.
All right.
Okay,
Good night.
7:32.
Yeah,
Good
everybody have a
night.
good
Good night.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.